Honestly, I was just gonna let it go. When someone makes a video attacking you filled with lies and misinformation like Pimpnite did about me, there's not really anything that you can do about it, so I was just going to leave it at that.
We're sorry we called you a cheat, mister. Pretty please, sir, won't you allow us to play some more, please? Wow, mister, you totally rule. I'm going to train a whole lot harder so I can be just like you. Yeah, me too. Me too. I wanna play too.
However, Pimpnite refuses to let the drama die, which is very strange to me because in his video against me, he says that, oh, I'm always taking jabs at him, I'm always starting drama and being controversial and stuff, but here he is doing the exact same thing quite hypocritically by naming his Skarmory impossible and also having a Trubbish with Verlis spelled backwards.
It's curious to me that someone who makes 2 to 3 videos that are unscripted a day will wait 3 weeks to make a response video. Yeah, it's Pimpnite who refused to let the drama die. Where are my manners? Hi there, my name is Rebel Sprout. You may know me from such videos as Verlisify Exposed, Verlisify Exposed 2, Verlisify Exposed 3, and the cleverly named Verlisify Exposed 4. I'm starting to sense a pattern. Here's some context. A month ago, Verlisify did a video on Pimpnite using hacked Pokemon. A few days later, Pimpnite did a response video defending himself against the accusations. Weeks later after that, Verlisify did another video on Pimpnite where he debunked, and I'm using air quotes, Pimpnite response video. And now it's 2 weeks later and I'm doing a commentary on that video. Let's watch.
And he calls me trash in his video. You know, I didn't really try to make any personal attacks against him.
Yeah, you made no personal attacks against him. You didn't call him greedy.
He drags this video out to 10 minutes. Now, I know I have 10-minute videos, and I have mid-roll ads on my videos, sure. But, I mean, I've made the line clear. I've been very clear how I feel about this. If you drag a video to 10 minutes just for the ad revenue, that's greedy. That's scummy. I am 100% against that.
That's fine. I get that, but you're wrong, and I hate you.
Oh, you have 10-minute videos, and you have ads on your video. Sure, but that's it. You realize you didn't really differentiate why you could do it and why Pimpnite couldn't.
I have mid-roll ads on my videos, sure.
You can't beat 'em, join 'em, I always say.
It almost makes you forget what's coming up next.
But that's not hypocrisy or anything like that. Hell, that's not how hypocrisy works. Hypocrisy doesn't work on similar things.
That's not how hypocrisy works. Hypocrisy doesn't work off of similar things.
Because he even admits that this is a premeditated attack. You can tell the man has a lot of resentment, borderline hatred against me, because all he does is call me trash. My content's trash, I'm just a terrible person, all this non-stop hatred against me.
Why don't you grow up here? Because that's just one person's opinion. And while that person has a large audience, it's still an opinion. And besides, it's not like you didn't say similar things about how anyone can do his video.
This motherfucker is psychotic. I bet you there's serial killers less anal.
He refuses to, I called him out, and instead of owning up to it, he turns it into an attack against me. He deflects all the blame.
Obviously, as I said, at the time, I didn't know about the Skarmory, and it was given to me in a trade. So, and as I said, it was my fault for using it. I take full responsibility for using it.
Instead of owning up to it,
I take full responsibility for using it.
Instead of owning up to it, I take full responsibility for using it.
Instead of owning up to it, I take full responsibility for using it.
And even then, his evidence isn't that strong. So let's go and take a look.
Most of the time, I do breed my Pokemon, like 95% of the time, but sometimes I do trade with people. I actually have a big team of people helping me. I don't want to bring them into it because it's not their fight, it's mine, and I'm just providing some information.
There it is, a conversation showing that the Skarmory was traded for. GG, this is the end of Verlisify. You do not come back from the dead.
Congratulations, he was actually conceding that you were right about that. At that part of the video, he was actually saying that he took responsibility for using the traded mon. But at the end of the day, as you will say later in the video, that Pimpnite don't care if the Pokemon is hacked. But he didn't hack it himself. I mean, even in the conversation, it clearly shows that Pimpnite had bare magic card. I mean, that he was breeding for his mons.
After being buried by the proof, except it honestly proves absolutely nothing. The Skarmory was still hacked, that the Skarmory was still impossible. So if anything, it just shows that there's a very high likelihood that there are multiple hacked Pokemon in Pimpnite's other videos, because we have proof that the pool from which he is getting his Pokemon from has hackers inside of them, and that's also on top of lies. Like, if anything, that just proves that Pimpnite lies a lot.
Well, it's not like Pimpnite said in that post, "Hack me a Skarmory, bitches." He was just a victim of circumstance, more or less, and it reflects more on the person that he traded with, not him, because he only received the traded Pokemon. He didn't hack it. Receiving or giving away a hacked Pokemon does not make one a hacker. In Verlisify, if you believe that, I'll have to refresh your memory that you've done the same thing.
You can't beat 'em, join 'em, I always say.
It almost makes you forget what's coming up next.
Don't even get me started on that Ditto Gate bullshit you did earlier this year.
6 IV Buzzwole for my 6 IV Ditto. We're going to try to gauge what kind of hacked Pokemon we could potentially receive. Oh, there it is. Never mind. So we are about 5 minutes later, and my Ditto just traded for the Buzzwole. I'm still a little surprised at that one. Like, I was starting to get a little discouraged. I'm like, okay, maybe my plan is failing, and I'm not gonna have as much of a video as I thought I did.
Look, there's a hacked Pokemon. That must mean Verlisify has billions of hacked Pokemon in its arsenal. Oh my god. But that's his logic. He's a hypocrite by his own logic and his own subjective standard. And it's like that almost every time.
This motherfucker is psychotic. I bet you there's serial killers less anal.
If he had really any evidence on me at all, he'd be using something a lot better than that, not like scrounging at the bottom of the barrel for something that was 6 years ago or a year ago.
No, Pimpnite, that is a lie. This is all the proof that I need because you have commissioned hackers to give you Pokemon in the past. Having someone else hack for you makes you no different than a hacker, and that's where my claims from my original video stand. So actually, thank you for proving yourself wrong with all of this. And also, I don't see how you using a hacked Pokemon for a Halloween theme sweep to get more views is not evidence.
Because the information is not current, therefore it's not relevant, Verlisify. But you know what you're implying, which is even more retarded? You're implying that someone who was an hacker can't change their ways and become legitimate, or at least have credibility when it comes to breeding or playing the game legitimately, at least in your eyes. If that's the case, what's the point of you making your videos? To just tell people that people are hacked? Do you not want the hacking to stop, Verlisify?
This motherfucker is psychotic. I bet you there's serial killers less anal.
And another thing about Pimpnite is that throughout his video, he does absolutely nothing to prove that he does not hack Pokemon in his game.
This is getting a little bit carried away.
It's just a white lie to help it believe in itself.
What I have, a lot of the legendary Pokemon, I have distribution carts for, so I actually have a lot of those carts. I'm going to cue some of them on the screen for you to see. That's not all of the carts I have either. That was not even a recent photo, but that's some of the ones I got. I will restart the game and I will get multiples of these and give them away. That's how my giveaways work. Or I will breed up Pokemon and give them away.
Yeah, absolutely nothing is more and more starting to look suspiciously a lot like something.
But even if he doesn't, having someone else hack for you, knowingly, having someone else hack Pokemon for you makes you no different than a hacker. I mean, that's even in the Pokemon rules.
That's not the Pokemon rules, that's the rules of VGC. And these Pokemon wasn't used in those competitions. And while I know a lot of you are asking what's the difference, well, this is the difference. There are the rules that many people break. You're not allowed to use Mega Stones. You're not allowed to use mythical Pokemon. You're not allowed to use Pokemon that are not found in the Alola Pokédex. No duplicate Pokemon, a few time restrictions, and item restrictions. None of these rules are all relevant to the Pokemon VGC tournament and the competitive scene in that aspect. But outside that, these rules do not mean shit, but the Pokemon Terms of Use does. There's a reason why Verlisify is using the VGC official rules instead of the Pokemon Terms of Use, because the Pokemon Terms of Use clearly state that glitching and hacking are on the same level as being illegitimate gameplay. And Verlisify has his glitches and loves them dearly, so he can't really quote the actual rules.
Illegal Pokemon. Use of external devices such as mobile app to modify or create Pokemon player's party is expressly forbidden, regardless of whether the Pokemon or items belong to that player or were traded for. If you have someone hack Pokemon for you, it makes you no different than a hacker, so I feel like my accusations stand.
You're a fool! A fool!
Yeah, that's for the tournament. It doesn't apply to casual gameplay, you dumbass. The rule is this strict because it's in a competitive scene where they want, the tournament to be fair. But when it comes to casual gameplay, it adheres to the Pokemon Terms of Use, and the Pokemon Terms of Use do not have this strict rule because it's not needed, because things like Wonder Trade and the GTS would make all players susceptible to being hackers or illegitimate players. Called VGC tournament rule for a goddamn reason. For the rules to apply to players, it's the players being involved in the VGC tournament.
This motherfucker is psychotic. I bet you there's serial killers less anal.
He asked for proof all the time. I gave him the proof and he didn't even acknowledge it. He didn't even apologize either. So since he didn't, and since he knowingly didn't, that's another thing with him too.
I have no idea why this is in his video except to straight up defame me, because even in my video I say it's questionable. I don't say that Pimpnite is without a doubt using a pirated copy of the game.
What about PD Winnow, who tweeted, "For someone who preaches anti-hacking, I find it suspicious. You were playing Pokemon Sun and Moon on November 14th. And you made these 2 videos defending yourself against his suspicion."
I don't even care anymore. I'm not stopping until everyone in this community sees how much of an asshole PD Winnow is. He says right here, just next time, be more careful. So I prove I'm correct. He acknowledges that I did not hack my game, and he continues to leave this tweet up. And his response is, take down your video. Like, that is not a responsible thing right there, especially after acknowledging that what they said was false. That's not how facts work or anything. Which is why I'm not...
Is this not the same thing? I mean, it's questionable that Pimpnite is using a pirated copy of the game. You know, you don't owe him an apology, or you don't have to take down your video after he proves you wrong. But heaven forbid if PD Winnow has a suspicion that you might be using that pirated copy of the game. Oh, that PD Winnow, he's an asshole. He's an irresponsible liar. Hell, I actually agreed with you until you arbitrarily tweeted this out recently. And then I realized your blatant hypocrisy.
You can't beat 'em, join 'em, I always say.
It almost makes you forget what's coming up next.
But a lot of PokeTubers like Hoodlum Scrafty were actually caught using a pirated copy of the game for their Let's Play because it makes it easier. So we have Pimpnite, who has been doing nearly impossible things with his Pokemon teams, then having nearly impossible upload times while doing illegitimate behavior in the past with a widely acceptable pirated copy of the game. So my claims aren't really that outlandish.
Final thoughts. Doesn't matter if you have reasonable suspicion, you're still wrong. When it comes to Pimpnite, legitimacy, there are things that even I have seen that raises my suspicion. But if I was going to accuse him of anything, I would ask him first. Not just straight out assume that something is the case. Because there's a lot of things I've seen that makes Pimpnite credible when it comes to legitimate gameplay. Also, it seems like you're judging everyone else based upon your own subjective limitations. Maybe you need to get better equipment. Maybe you need to get better at the game. And last but not least, the hypocrisy. You know how many times I want to throw up in my mouth? 7 times. Jesus Christ. There's nothing wrong with hypocrite. There's something wrong with everyone is a hypocrite in very literal throw up. But it shouldn't be ignored. Hypocrisy in its purest form. How about dumbass? In its purest form. Winnow's an asshole, but not you. Hypocrisy doesn't work on similar things. You all the time. What's wrong with you? Why you would utter those stupid words is far beyond. I'm legitimately curious. Pimpnite is only drawing on his video for the money. Oh my god. What the fuck you think you're doing? Charity work? Clearly all the proceeds from Verlisify videos are going to South Africa to build schools.